Okay, again, as you're scrolling, you can do a ton of things on there. I don't want to take up your time, but there's also a thing on there when you get onto it to register your email address. Okay. All right, let's go back to this thing here. The don'ts. Don't get in verbal conflict. We talked about that. Never confront a suspicious person or somebody that's riding around the car. Now, I have a form that I'm going to give you. It's what we ask of any of our parent patrols here. You just pass these around. What we ask of parents that are out there on the street is that they have a pencil and paper so that you can write certain things down. Okay, and this is a monitoring log that some of my schools use. And the police are very detail orientated. If you pick up the phone and call, yeah, there's a black Camry riding around the neighborhood, fine, they'll take that information. But it's going to go nowhere because unless they know about it. But what this does here is that now you're setting yourself up information. If you're standing out the corner, you see the same parent driving every day illegally down an alley, doing something, going the wrong way on a one-way street, double parking, quickly just ignoring everything that you're asking them not to do. You can start documenting this. And you don't do it in front of them, but you just write down the date, the time, the license number. They got vehicle and information. Now, once you compile this information, your security officer or somebody from the staff here can call the 8th district, give them this information or get it over or email them, and they'll run the license plates. They'll know, they can get back to you, they'll get back to you. It could be one of your parents in the school. All right, now, the principal or somebody can address that concern to that parent, or if it's a police situation, the police can take appropriate action. It works. It takes a while. Anything that I take takes a while, but that's another documentation. Police are really high on documentation, and that's what this gives them some information. So, okay, let's keep going on here. Don't get involved in personal conflicts with other volunteers. The Parent Patrol is a voluntary group. If we get parents that are confrontational, we don't need them. You just tell them, no, you're done. We don't need you here. And that's the way it is. Not a counselor, but you're observing out there. So, okay. The second sheet, that describes what that safe passage information is here. Okay? It just tells you a little about that program. We have 2 safe havens and safe passage. That's something that we do. We can work with you on that. And of course, the last sheet is a recruitment sheet. You could be standing out there. Andrew already made out a recruitment sheet, but you could be standing out there with a few of these sheets. When the parents come up, you hand them out to them. We want you to be involved. Okay? So that's about all the main basic training is. But what I'm asking here now is, we got our security. What's your first name again? David. David. All right. I asked David to ask what kind of help would the parents, what can they do to help you at school time?
Pretty much everything we covered is true. If there is an altercation, let me know. I will get involved. For the most part, my company, we already dealt with it with Uno. I don't know if you met the owner, but he's actually a sergeant with CPD. So
okay.
It's a CPD company.
Good.
I know how far I can go and how far I can't go. But I just want to prevent anything to happen. If you see like a group, you let me know. You've seen it yourself. They love to linger around this area. By all means, for me, it's okay. If you see them bending, just pull up and tell them, look, I know what you're doing, just not around this time, you know. Just prevention, that's all I want. That's all I want to prevent.
Would you use the vest is the number one preventer. If a group of teens or anybody sees, and they see somebody walking toward with this vest on, right away they know they're going to stop what they're doing. They're going to disperse on their own or what. But the vest, are you going to be sort of like, how are we going to do this? Is he going to hold the vest and he'll sign in and out for that? Okay. So what time? Now, if we're talking morning arrival. What time would you? We usually ask for parents. What time do you want parents? 10, 15 minutes before? What are you asking for?
Like we're asking for about 30, 40 minutes in the morning and at arrival and dismissal. We have 2 locations, so that's one starts a little later, so we gotta juggle that.
Okay.
But the future goal will be the walking school bus. If we get enough volunteers, the momentum's moving. We could have parents drop off all their kids at one location here because it's the earlier setup, and then we could have them walk kids to the next school. So that way we can alleviate traffic at the second location and just move things along here.
We're going to have a walking school bus on the other side of 47.
Yeah, and then if you decide to do that, then we walk the route. We pick the set route. We talk to all the residents on the route while we're doing, and we designate people that are going to actually walk. We would bring extra vests for them, and we could even possibly give them. The school could order them some of these portable stop signs, because not for crossing major streets, but for a lot of these small side streets, you got that portable stop sign. It will help get the children to cross. Okay, again, that's a work in progress doing that, but that it does work well if you have it started. So you're just scanning this whole thing here. Well, I know. Anything else? What about dismissal time? 30 minutes, 15 minutes before what? What do you want?
It's about 30. Well, you start here at 3:20.
I set up pounds at 320.
So you want to be here about 3 o'clock, right?
3:15.
3:15.
3:15, and it goes to about 4 o'clock.
All right. Okay.
And that's at this location.
Now, I'll bet you get a lot of cars parked all around waiting for the students.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Is there a parking restrictions or any kind of a bus areas, drop-off zones, or anything?
Bus area, I always have my buses up front by the door.
Do you have a problem with the cars, with the buses?
With the buses, not lately.
Okay, good.
I don't know about the parents. I don't know if they have problems. We got permission from Sergeant Martin. We get to convert the street a one-way, so all traffic is actually flowing.
Oh, okay.
eastward. That's the problem I've been having at the other end of the building, where there's been already a couple of occasions vehicles from the neighborhood have tried to touch it in, which I dealt with it. Andrew himself actually got into a couple of altercations.
Yeah, getting the information out to the neighborhood, because they're very offended by the one-way, and they feel that they're very inconvenienced by it. One of the reasons that I've been out there before the parent patrol is set up is to make sure that the elderly people who live down the alleyway here can get in and out. So I move the cones and just make sure things are safe and have a vantage point.
Oh, yeah. As long as you got somebody there to move the things for them, right? Nothing is hard and fast. I mean, this is not, a war zone where nobody's going to pass. We have to use common sense in a lot of these situations, and that's good. But you just can't be hard and fast. Set up a barricade and walk away. You're only going to create more of a problem. Okay, that's a good point. Again, if you get streets, when you work on the streets like that, aldermen have to be involved in that too. So you've already had that taken care of. That's good.
And we've also done a really great job, David, too, of starting to build relationships as they're out there every day, and just gathering more parents with the local people who live in the houses. It's a great vibe.
Yeah, if you get some of the parents that live in the house by the school, if you get them, I would gladly come back with you if you want to set up. We go around and we knock on the doors, and I'll bring a bunch of signs, and we get them involved in it. Just by the mere fact that they put the sign in the window, it's a reminder to them, or anything else that you want to give them, that to stand on their front porch or out on the sidewalk, or at least look out the window and help us with this stuff. Yes.
I love the idea of getting some local businesses involved.
Yeah, that's called Safe Haven, the businesses. We can, that's what the Safe Haven program is, one where if a child or a parent is fearful or they're not feeling well and they see the Safe Haven sign, I think I have it in my bag, but the Safe Haven is different than this. And they see it in the window of the businessmen there have signed a contract with the city of Chicago stating that they will provide assistance to this parent or child, let them use the phone, sit them down, get help. And they can't be sued for it, okay? They sign an actual contract with the city of Chicago.
There's actually a corner store, like a little grocery store, that can use that for the Hearst kids, because I know a lot of them go there and they do a lot of crossing. One of the parents was telling me how concerned they were with that crossing zone. So maybe we can see if they want to do Safe Haven there.
Do they have one of these parent control first?
They don't. They just have one security guard.
See?
We
Now,
invited them.
a lot of stores, when the school, sometimes the store can be a problem to the school. The children are going to the store, they're hanging out in the store, they're getting stuff. And so the Safe Haven, if it's approached by the parent volunteers and they put this in there, now you can also talk to them about, well, we don't want the children here at a certain time. They're causing a problem. So they're more than likely to work with you on that because they know that you are alert to certain things. One of my schools at 103rd and just east of Longwood, they have a store where the Julian High School students go into, and also the ones going to the grammar school. So one of my parent volunteers, he wears the vest and he stands on the corner of 103rd, I think it's Vanderpool. He just stands there with the vest on, and the store is right there. It eliminated the problem with the high school kids taking money from the grammar school kids, saying, give me some money, or intimidating them. And so little things like that will work well. So again, that's just for every particular situation. So again, we could work with you on that too. What about crossing children? Is there a problem? Any corners that you need? Where would you put these parents right now? If you have two parents this afternoon, where would you want them to go?
I would actually want them to be crossing students at the end of this part and at this intersection as well.
Crossing students.
Crossing students.
Across the street. Okay, now, I'm going to give you this, Andrew. Before you start this crossing thing, I mean, it's all common sense. There are some, this is called the Adult Crossing Guard Guidelines. Little things like this, and maybe you can print some of these up, and who's ever going to do the crossing, just go through them. So the little tips on this is what crossing guards are trained at the beginning of the year. All right. This is here. It's called Safe Routes to School. This is a great website. You get a lot of information on this website too. So I use this quite extensively. Walking, biking students, little tips and things like that. So it's a great website. So I'll leave this with you, Andrew, so you can,
Okay.
if you're going to do that, start making some copies of that. Okay. In partners, right? Two on, you can't just put one on each corner, right?
No.
All right. All right. So, anything else that's the main concern right now?
Pretty much that. Other than that, whoever's going to take over for Andrew when all this starts, there's a moving home for to let in how it works and how traffic is flowing, what you need to look out for.
Okay.
Make the morning arrivals too, to have people just kiss and ride, move them along.
Okay. Oh yeah, once parents see that you're out there, and I think also the administration has got to send a memo home to the parents, your newsletter or something like that, that we started a parent patrol, and they could actually, one of my schools actually had them go in a classroom or just for an assembly, they came out with their vests on, little things like that, just to sort of, the students get to see these people are part of the school, so that could be an option too.
Do you have? I'm sorry.
This is a great resource guide. I see you're all over the place. In other words, you click any of these items, it'll give you a lot of information. So,
Do you have any case examples of two schools, like a charter and an open school, school working together to build parent control. I know that I used to live in Pilsen. I know there's a lot of organization around parent control in Pilsen, and there are cases of that in Pilsen. There have used to be schools, maybe two neighborhood schools,
Yeah.
grammar school and high school, kind of working together. And can you describe what the structures of
Okay, when you have two sets of schools working together, sometimes sometimes there's a little friction between a charter and an elementary school. But the students are got to work with them on that. If I get right now, we've got some parents that are schools that are working with the high schools that have community watch group paid groups. Like every high school, I was saying we have neighboring grammar schools that are working with the parent patrols. Both groups are working together on that. I can't name off the top of my head any one set of school that's doing it right now. I mean, they are. You can do a lot once you get started.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, right here, there's no other schools right around this immediate area. So, where do most of the students, they come here to Hearst?
Yeah.
And then is there Our Lady of Snows? Is it the other?
Further down.
Further
south.
down.
South.
Well, any have any questions for me? Okay.
Follow up.
You
The which
got the
one?
list?
So we'll follow up.
Oh yeah, I have everything else that I can follow up with everybody.
Okay. Here's two best to get you started. If you give me that list to me, I'll get you the other ones.
Okay.
Okay, and then I might be able to get you some whistles. Maybe that you want to use whistles or
Okay.
other items. But you got to communicate with me.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, ladies. I appreciate it.
To work,
Yeah,
but thank
this
you.
is great.
No, thanks.